Dissecting Francis Stein Podcast.
Welcome to another episode of Dissecting Francis Stein, where we talk about all things Francis Stein from the book Introduction of Francis Stein by Patricia Bradshaw. I am Patricia Bradshaw. So today my panel is here and I'll let them introduce themselves.
Latoya McLennan, a social science enthusiast.
I'm Valencia Ward. I am a retired mental health professional. And I have a question today. Does perception cause a missed opportunity related to Francis Stein and her situation?
Yes, I believe it does. Because if you don't see it, you can't be it.
True
or have it. You know, it's like you don't see what's right before you.
Right in front of you.
And that's something that Francis did. Because, you know, while she was looking for her perfect man was right there all the time. But she never did get to see him.
Hey, okay, so she had a lot of options. Mm-hmm. So we would take that the one that made it out alive, which was Javier, ended up being her loyal right-hand man. He could have been her perfect man.
Yes.
Actually, he was her perfect man.
He really was. Because he checked all the boxes of what she wanted in a man. Exactly. You know, she did. He did. Now, somebody sent me something asking a question about or stating how she lost everything and she did all that and she still didn't get her perfect man. But she did. She got Godfrey. Godfrey was her man that she built. They both just got killed together. Yeah. But he was, what she didn't know about him would have probably canceled what she had, because remember what he did, he talked to that detective Carl and got her, but she never knew that. We'll know that she know it in the second book.
Yeah, okay.
But she didn't really know that, so she considered him as her perfect man. Mm-hmm. So when I saw that, I was like, well, she did. She didn't lose everything yet. She was able to experience the perfect man, have a baby and everything, and then she got taken out.
Briefly.
Yeah,
Just think about all the planning, all of her conniving, deception,
everything.
Killing, evil as she was. She only got to be with her perfect man for a little bit of time. She ended up leaving here with him.
Yes, she did.
And the perfect man that was right up under her face
ended up saying and taking care of their daughter.
I didn't want yeah, isn't that something?
Yeah. Anyway, we'll talk about that.
Okay.
Well, also, I want to go back. I know we're talking about the romantic or intimate relationships she had. I want to go back into time and think about the missed opportunity that I believe that she had with respect to her family. She didn't. Her mother was not present in her life, and like we discussed in I believe the first or second podcast, the episode. Forgive me, y'all, but we talked about how Frances longed for a mother-daughter relationship. Her mother was not there. She had her father, who was her heart, but her father had family.
Yeah,
she had aunts, she had a grandmother, and even though they were not per se like her. Because we have to remember that Frances was of a mixed races, and her aunt and cousins and things of that nature, grandmother were of African American. So she didn't connect 100% with them because they were different. But do you think had she would have gave it a chance, she would have had the opportunity to at least feel halfway whole, accepting her family, at least trying to build that bond with them?
Well, you know what? She tried because she did try. She had to because she was there. But what she wanted was to know her other side. She was willing to give them all the grace and whatever, if they would have received her, she probably would have felt like this is my family, you know. Mm-hmm. But they rejected her. Mm-hmm. And so by that time it was, they don't like me, they reject me. So where's the opportunity?
Well, I mean, I feel like she had an opportunity with her mother when her mother came back after her father passed away. You know.
Yeah, but you know why she was upset? Because they told her the woman was dead.
Yeah.
Well, she should have been just as mad as she was as her mama. She should have been at her dad.
She was, because they had to discuss that. She and Godfrey had to discuss that. Mm-hmm. And then she said, you know, she told Godfrey she just didn't know what to think. Both of them, they lied to her, you know. So, yeah, she thought about that, but it was too late.
Too late.
Yeah, it was too late. He was dead, and I just feel like that was just wrong. Mm-hmm. You know, and all this they were trying to do to protect her from the Gutierrez and everything. Well, she was in Louisiana with her daddy. It didn't. She wasn't gonna go and live with those people. He should have told him that your mother is alive, not had her thinking that. And then I think that maybe if he'd have done that, then maybe she could have had a relationship with her mother, not necessarily going to the Gutierrez, but her mother still. She could have a relationship with her mother. Yeah, she could have. I just believe they were creating a monster,
unaware. Thinking they were doing the best thing for her.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you also got to realize she got her mama's spirit as well.
Well, yeah, she got her mama's spirit. She got her mama's spirit, baby. You know?
Mm-hmm. Just a little backdrop, information on Francis's mother, Rosalie. She was of Italian descent. Mm-hmm. Small family. Mm-hmm. Why was she faking her death? Well, can't say she was faking her death, but she was known to Francis as being deceased. Was that stemming from the actions? Because apparently Rosalie stole some money.
She stole from her.
Well, okay, a couple of things happened for when Francis' dad cheated on her. Mm-hmm. Francis was just a baby. Mm-hmm. So when she left, she went back to her family. Mm-hmm. She couldn't take the baby, but she went back to her family. Mm-hmm. And then she worked with the family for a while, and then she stole money from them. Mm-hmm. And then she left. Mm-hmm. So the lie had already been told when she left the father. It was like, okay, we're just going to say I'm dead, and then you going to raise them because my family might kill her.
Mm-hmm. Because she went against, because their Italian family in that time they don't associate with other nationality, especially the African American.
Right, and that's what that was. Okay. That's what that was. She had to protect the girl, you know. Okay. And but when she went home and she stole money from the family, then that was something else, you know. And she disappeared, and she didn't say that she was dead to them. It was told to Francis that she was dead.
So do you believe that Rosalie's perception of how she thought life was going to be was a missed opportunity with respect to Francis?
I think it's a missed opportunity, but I do feel like she was justified in handling it the way she did because she knew her family.
Right.
Mm-hmm. She knew her family. They would have killed Francis, tried to kill her daddy. Everybody. Because you're going to learn in the second book, her daddy was he the sweet guy, but still he had a sordid past. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and when it comes to a missed opportunity because of perception, I believe that was warranted. Mm-hmm. You know, I believe that was warranted. You know, who I think Francis had a missed opportunity to even forgive Jonathan. Had she allowed him to talk to her, then she, you know, they probably could have kept their relationship intact. But she didn't give him that chance. She didn't. She ran. when it happened, she didn't talk about it. She ran, and that was something she just don't talk about it. And when it comes to hurt and pain and stuff, she don't want to talk about it.
She's about that action.
She internalizes it, and then she goes on. And then that's it. Gonna get you.
And so that takes me back to back when she came, visit her dad or whatnot, and then saw Jonathan, how the relationship had developed between Jonathan and her dad. And I know I visited this before because I was like, well, do you think she felt jealous or betrayed because her daddy was fooling, with Jonathan so tough? And,
Well, I mean, though betrayed is more what she felt, not jealous, because he had no business. I mean, it was like, when Jonathan was erased from my life, he should have been erased from your life, Daddy.
Right, and so fast forward to when Jonathan came a missing, and how when Francis would talk to her dad, he was just real hurt, real depressed, real down, and she was trying hard to shield her emotion. What do you?
She acted it appeared that she was jealous. That's what it appeared. She was jealous of the relationship with her dad.
It did make mention in, but she felt bad that her dad felt bad.
That's
but that
what
was
she
about
felt
the
about.
extent.
That was it.
That was it.
She didn't want her daddy
anything.
to feel hurt and pain behind Jonathan or anybody else. She didn't want that. But she didn't count on when she did what she did that it was gonna hurt her dad that much. Like that. She didn't realize. I believe she just didn't realize the depth of love that her father had for Jonathan. She, and then in her mind, it's like, how you gonna feel that way and he done hurt me? Well, how you gonna have a relationship with somebody that hurt me?
I don't think she could perceive love in any situation. She didn't know anything about love.
Yeah, she did. She knew something about love because Jonathan was her first love. And their relationship was good all the way up to senior year. When that happened, like I said, if that wouldn't have happened, they would have probably got married, went to college together, and went on and had a beautiful family, and Papa would be happy simply because he was fond of him. I mean, he was Jonathan was her boyfriend from junior high up until a senior. So they had a relationship, but it was a good relationship with all three of them. So when the hurt came, then Francis is cold. She cut it off. If it's not gonna serve her, she cut it off. So, but the thing is, her daddy didn't cut it off. And when she realized after being gone a while that they still maintained this relationship, she was angry. She was angry. And she thought she was going to kill two birds with one stone. She was going to take what she wanted from Jonathan and kill him and get him out of her daddy's life. Because, remember, he was making her apologize or treat him nice or accept him. And she wasn't trying to accept nothing that she didn't want to accept.
Now, fast forward to the wedding reception.
Okay.
Francis made mention now, I'm paraphrasing, Daddy, are you, proud of me, type of thing. And he was like, did I give you a reason not to think that I wasn't? Yeah. Like she was still trying to prove herself. Do you think that had that not went on with her taking Jonathan, would she had to prove herself, feel like she had to continue to prove herself after all this time to her daddy?
Well, that was a mental block in her mind because her daddy never told her he wasn't proud of her. That's just something that she had going on.
Is that because of her perception?
Yeah.
And to me, I feel like it goes back to it being a missed opportunity for you knowing and being assured within your own self that your daddy is cool with you.
Yeah.
And
he told her many times, like when she brought him there while he was sick and she took care of him, he told her.
Yeah, but she hadn't killed Jonathan yet.
No, she
y'all have to understand now. Y'all keep forgetting who we talking about. Talking about Francis. Y'all trying to make it make sense, but it's not going to make sense with Francis.
Well, I mean, Yeah, I'm saying her dad, she would never have wanted anything to happen to him, and she never wanted to hurt him. And I think that came from, like you said, killing Jonathan. And she had to question her dad because she knew she killed Jonathan, but he didn't know it. And poor thing, poor thing.
And ended up driving her own self crazy. You know, and let's take it to real life real quick. You know, sometimes it's times in your life where you thought you had a goal, it was for you, you gunning so hard, and every turn you go, it don't never work out. And, you know, it's like getting out the door on Monday morning trying to get to work. Everything that could happen happens on the Monday morning trying to get to work on time. You know, anyway, but you know, sometimes you just have to accept things as they are, and Francis was the person that just wasn't going to accept things.
If it was,
I don't know if
she was not going to accept it.
Not at all. And I feel like that ended up being her downfall in a few facets. Now, I'm not gonna say all, but
one of them.
With the relationship, how it ended with her dad, because how he died was he heard Jonathan's voice.
Yeah, poor baby.
And it killed him. You know, had heart attack and dropped dead at the wedding reception. She didn't even get to tell her daddy he was gonna be a granddaddy, none of that. But had not Francis went that route, had she, you know, just let things be how they would be, she would still have a daddy, I think. Or he would have had a little bit more time than what he did.
Yeah, and you know, that was when she brought him to her home because she had to nurse him back to health. And it was because he had a heart triple bypass and all that stuff. So I guess that would have killed him, hearing the voice of somebody that had been missing that he loved, you know. But the thing is, everybody heard it too. Everybody heard it too, but she the only one.
She didn't hear it?
No, she heard it because Godfrey spoke out loud, and he sounded like Jonathan. And that's what her daddy heard.
Okay.
And that's what caused him to drop dead.
So Francis heard the words but didn't hear that it sounded like Jonathan.
No, she heard it all. Because remember, she had already been hearing...
She heard, but the reason why I was confused about that, I'm going to be honest with you, is because later on, she was like, my daddy had this look of surprise on his face, and she just kept replaying and couldn't think about, why he had that look on his face. What was that? What was that?
Because she wasn't thinking like that was Jonathan talking. See, she let her guards down. She had already been hearing voices. So since you already been hearing voices,
she's not sure what's going on.
Okay. And then remember, there were things that Godfrey was doing that the other guys was doing, and she was noticing that.
That's right.
And then she was hearing in her head, she heard it, and you know, she was tripping. Then
the Twilight Zone.
Yeah. Okay. Now, that's right.
Yeah.
He was acting out all of the parts of the people that
was in him, because remember
DNA.
they got into him.
Right.
Yeah. They got into him. Remember when she was pregnant, it was like, let's don't enter her. We don't want to hurt the baby, but let's use him to drive her crazy.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And so, you know, Jonathan, he just was the last kill. And he really, his heart was crying out to Papa.
The dad.
Yeah. And Godfrey, he don't know. He don't know because he just got him in him. He don't know nothing. You know, but at least he a little smarter than he was, because, you know, to make her perfect man, she had to, because see, Godfrey was a bodybuilder.
Right.
And he didn't have that much brains.
He was the host.
That's all he was. And so she had to put Justin's brain in his brain, because really, The reason why he was her trainer and she never really had a serious relationship with him, she was too intelligent for that. Mm-hmm. So when he got Justin's brain, then that's why I say she built her perfect man. He was able to, you know.
She didn't have him long, but she built one.
Didn't have him long, but she did. But you know what he did? What happened? All of this gave her insight that there is life after death. Mm-hmm. But it never moved her to be better. She was
gonna have to pay for all this at the end.
And I just think she didn't care. She didn't care whether she had to pay for it or not. She didn't. Because she really didn't give much credence to God or life after death. You know, she really didn't.
What I want now.
Well, yeah, because I mean, you trying to play the part.
Play God.
God. Yeah, of course not. Mm-hmm. But you know what? Out of all of the gentlemen and Godfrey, yes, Justin's brain and everybody else, but I feel like Marcus was really heavy in Godfrey. Now, I don't know if it's because she fed every man Marcus except for Thomas. But, I mean, he was really heavy because a few parts where Godfrey and Francis were intimate and he would zone out and it would be Marcus. And she was like, and she was like, wait, well, and she would never address it with Godfrey.
All she could tell him was,
well, she did once the reasoning was that now it's a baby and a pregnancy involved. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about before she knew that part, she didn't address it with Godfrey. He was rough with her and everything before, and it kind of,
Well, actually,
she didn't address anything.
He didn't. No, she didn't. What it wasn't he was rough with her before. It was. Mm-hmm. It was those spirits did say stuff. So he was saying stuff that they had said, and she was in her mind saying, What? Why do you sound like Marcus? Why do you sound like Thomas?
She should know.
Why are you acting like
that?
Like
how you not putting two and two together?
Because she don't give credence to afterlife. She didn't. She didn't. That wasn't her thinking, because her mind was, if I kill you, that's it. Mm-hmm. That's all I need. I need to get the DNA, and then I'm going to kill you, and that's it, and you gone. But the spirit's afterlife is what she never counted on. And she wasn't trying to count on it. And even after she died and she went afterlife, she could see herself with the same feelings and emotions that she had. Mm-hmm. When she couldn't get help from the other side, that was the time she broke down and cried. But it wasn't because I killed all them people.
Yeah, it was because she couldn't get what she wanted.
It was because I couldn't get over there with them. I couldn't.
Even dead.
Like you said, the other podcast, a brat.
What she is. Yeah, it's all about Francis. Everything is all about Francis.
It is. It really is. That's why it's called
Sign of Mental
Introduction to Francis Stein, because it's all about her. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, she did. She was able to live that life without even, we talked about this, about her even praying sometime. Remember, she was praying and asking. Who was she praying? And she was going to pray about it, because she was trying to get this, when she went to do that presentation, and she wanted to make sure that they would get continued funding. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She prayed then. But my mind is wondering, I would if I didn't write the book, who you praying to?
Right.
I think she's just talking out loud.
Just talking out loud. She wasn't praying to nobody. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that could have been because, like I said, she really didn't have that relationship with God. And you know what, y'all? I want to talk about religion. Mm-hmm. And I want to talk about religion because a lot of people don't know, but religion many times hurts. It does not help. Mm-hmm. And from a child up, the people around her, they had religion. Yeah. They did not have relationship.
Well, I was gonna say it's a big difference between religion and relationship. Big difference.
Because with the relationship, it would cause your behavior to change, to be different. But she was exposed to a lot of people who went to church and they were very religious, but their behaviors outside of that was conflicting. And although, if you start reading the book and you read each one of the guys, they all had a scripture that they liked most.
They did.
But they also had a behavior that was greater than it contradicted it. Yeah. And they fed their behavior more than they did their belief. So, I just think it's a lot of contributing factors to that caused Francis to be who she was. I mean, if there was a God, then why you do this? Why you doing that? And she's not even talking about, I've heard people say, well, if it was a God, why is it cancer? I be wanting to say parasites. But you know what I'm saying? Quit trying to blame God for stuff that's wrong when it's in your power to get it right. All you have to do is change up some things. Well, the people that she was around, they weren't trying to change up nothing that they was doing. They went to church and made them feel good to go.
Number one, what's his name? Bishop.
Thomas Bishop.
Yeah. Thomas Bishop.
And he had charisma. And see, that's what she liked about him. His charisma. It wasn't his belief in God or none of that.
None of that.
Because even him saying, I'm a preacher, I'm a pastor, but yet and still you sleeping with everybody with her. Church. She was talking about, and she, you know what, even not putting everybody in it. She knew you married, but you sleeping with me. So you say you love God, but you're sinning with me.
Well, let's fast forward to even after death.
After he died.
Okay.
He was the one that was doubting God.
God. Sir.
Yep.
Sir. You was the most cursing, most bitter out of all of them. And you didn't do this for me. You didn't tell me you love me like that. He was the one that was just at the bottom of the totem pole. Because and it's like, golly, it really shows that just because you out in your carnal, in your flesh, saying, I proclaim this to be a man of God or a person of God and a belief and all that, you ain't have no real relationship.
No, you didn't.
Even if you do. Because we all struggle.
Everybody struggles.
We all sin and we all fall short.
But
guess what? When you're attempting and seeking and yearning to have a true relationship with your Creator,
you be fighting.
You're fighting it. And yes, we backslide, but it has to be something that you've trying to show and prove. Yeah. To not just to the world, but to yourself. And if that would have been real for Thomas, I believe that he would have better understood in the afterlife.
Well, that goes to show you.
And then,
But to me, I just believe he was one of them preachers that went and wasn't sent.
There you go.
Right.
That he wasn't trying. He just had charisma and he wanted to build on that. Like it was something it never was studying to show yourself approved, a workman that need not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word. No, it wasn't. It was just him being a man with good charisma, and he had a high sex drive. Yeah. And so that's all that was. So even after death, when he was talking, they were like, well, how you supposed to be the preacher and doing this, that, and the third?
Yeah. Because out of all of them, Jonathan spoke more of the word after death than him.
Yeah.
And before, too.
Before. You're right.
Yeah. Poe Jonathan. Poe Jonathan. All right, y'all. It's time to wrap that up. That was getting good. And hope to see you again next week for our next Dissecting Francis Stein podcast. It has been a joy to come to you. And look, if you get the book, please, Introduction to Francis Stein by Patricia Bradshaw. Get the book. And you can, audio book, take a listen, and then send me your questions or your thoughts so that we can come back and address them. Yeah, and you can send it to my messenger, Introduction to Francis Stein. You can message me there and on Facebooks, and then also message me in Instagram. I have Introduction to Francis Stein as well as Dissecting Francis Stein. But I believe if you will get the book, you will definitely enjoy it. Yes, you will. So until next week, have a blessed week. The information contained in this podcast is for entertainment purposes and marketing purposes only. If you're a victim of sexual assault, please contact 800-656-4673. If you're a victim of any of the topics discussed in this podcast, please contact Victim Connect Resource Center, 1-855-484-2846. And if you are in immediate danger, call 911. We are not responsible for any loss or damage resulting from listening or participating in this podcast or reliance on its content. The views expressed in this podcast are my own and do not reflect the views of employers, organizations, or institutions of those participating in the podcast. All rights are reserved. Unauthorized use or reproduction of this content is prohibited. This content is for entertainment and marketing purposes only and does not constitute medical or psychological advice. Consult with a medical or mental health professional for any issues or concerns. This is a work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons or events is purely coincidental. And finally, last but not least, none of the participants of this podcast can be responsible for your use of the context, nor the information in or linked to this podcast.
Yeah. Up a brand new door so I can walk through it. Never can be real sure, so I can rest in it. Lead me a brand new life. I promise I will arrive this time. I'm tired of being by myself. Of being so all alone, I am so tired of always wanting more, so tired, don't wanna make it on my own, so open up a brand new door, so I can walk through it, never can be real sure. Can be real sure, so I can rest in it. Lead me a brand new life. I promise I will arrive this time. Open up a brand new door. Ooh, open up a brand new door. Open up a brand new door.